my name is Erin Hemmens, and I work as a coroner in NANAIMO for the BC Public Service. I was a project manager prior to my concussion, but because of the demands of that role and my health, I wasn't able to continue in that role. So I've done a bit of an about face in my career as a result of the concussion, and I'm really quite happy with that. I've always been active, and I've played soccer. I played soccer for probably 25 years and, got a couple of minor concussions during that. I had a car accident in my 20s where I was concussed. So I kind of had an idea of what the sensation was, but this one was just so vastly different than any other experience I'd had. I think I hid it quite well, and not because I was intentionally hiding it. It terrified me to think about what that kind of exposure would feel like, to say, I don't know how to live my life right now. Sometimes I don't know how to make coffee in the morning. I don't know how to parent my children. I don't know how to be a wife. I don't know how to work in this career that I've chosen and which supports my entire family. I fought so hard. And in the end, I really just had to let go. And that's, I think, what kind of propelled me into healing. I was mountain biking with two good friends, and I was having an amazing ride, and I was just flying. We were almost at the end. We were probably 10 minutes from finishing our ride, and I was following my friend Shane down a path, and it was quite a steep decline, and we were going really quickly, and I heard him shout, and I thought it was just a shout of joy, like, yoo-hoo! But he was actually shouting that there was a gap. But because I didn't hear him clearly, I didn't see it until I was as far away as I am now from you. And so I remember just seeing it and thinking, oh no, and then waking up. And there was just an amount of chaos that kind of told me that, oh, this was pretty big. And after maybe 10 minutes of being checked over, one of the friends I was riding with is a physician, so he kind of did a quick check, like, making sure I was physically okay, and they helped me up, and I was pretty sure I could ride out because we were close to our cars, and I rode out, and that night I was home alone. My family was already in Utah. We were preparing for a vacation on the Green River, and so I just kind of had a hot bath and tried to sleep. I was just achy and, felt like I had had a bad fall. I couldn't type, I couldn't text, I couldn't find words. And I knew that I had had a good shake to the head, so it was a bit alarming because typing and texting, project management is essentially communication. And so I wasn't able to communicate, so I wasn't able to do my job. So I went to my doctor and kind of shared these scary things that were going on, and he just suggested that I needed more time. So I took time off, and then I would feel better. There were times when my body clearly told me to just rest, but the rest of the time, I think because of who I am, I just kind of kept trying to live my normal life because I thought, okay, this is just a concussion, it'll go away. 2, 3, 4 months later, I developed severe anxiety, and no one at any point made that connection for me, that the anxiety is connected to the head injury. And I think it probably would have brought me some peace. And I also have to be really honest and say, maybe someone did and I don't remember. Like, that's how messy I was. So I don't wish to say that if someone had just said that, my experience would have been different. I don't know. 10 people could have told me that. But for me, in my mind, I didn't connect the head injury with the anxiety. And the anxiety just kind of unraveled me. And then I think, too, I was just invested in people relate to me in a certain way, and I relate to myself in a certain way. And then when those ways are absent, you kind of don't know who you are, right? If all of your kind of core qualities are suddenly missing, who are you? It took me so long to figure out that everything that was happening for me was part of my head injury, I had an acquired brain injury. And even saying that feels a little strange. yeah, the term was just too dramatic for what happened to me. I fell off my bike. I didn't feel like I had a brain injury. I wish that I had known about the Brain Injury Society at that point, because maybe someone there could have offered that. How I became involved with them was actually through an old work connection. And it's a long, convoluted story, but basically I became a patient voice on their working group that was looking to create this event in November that brought together people for a day to talk about acquired brain injury and the supports in the community that are available to folks who experience that. And for me it was quite healing, because I thought, oh, okay, that resource exists and that resource exists. And, you know, nobody handed me a pamphlet when this happened and said, hey, by the way, this might happen, this totally might not, but it might happen. And if it does, here's some resources for you. That may have dramatically shifted my experience. So I was really interested in supporting this organization to kind of get the word out, because I could have used them. If there was something I could share with people who are going through this, is that you don't know what a concussion is, you don't know what that recovery is going to look like. And it could be physical, it could be just physical, great. It could be emotional, it could be spiritual, it could be anything. And so just kind of prepare for that and prepare the people around you for that. I certainly wasn't prepared.